Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Oh, that's compelling. Have you all had a wonderful start to Trailhead DX? And I know some of you started on Sunday with the boot camps, and we may have visited some of you. This double act we're in promoting our party, which, by the way, we are missing the start of for this session. That's how important this session is. More important than free beer, I think, and free foods.
Which will still be going after we get out of the session.
Exactly.
For a short 5-minute walk.
So if anybody wants to take that 5-minute stroll to Thirsty Bear with us, if you have questions, we're going to do that, and you're more than welcome to join us. We'll have demos and everything set up to answer any questions that we run out of time for today. And with that, I'm going to actually move on to the proper agenda here instead of just freewheeling, and we're going to take a look at Community Builder and Lightning Communities. Lightning being the key word here. And everyone's seen this slide, forward-looking statements. So just don't make any purchasing decisions based on anything that isn't GA in the product. And if you're not sure of that, we're happy to tell you what that is. And in addition to free beer and keeping the discussion going, if you're not able to make Thirsty Bear, we are very eager, let's say, for you guys to stay in touch with us, to ask us any questions. And the easiest way of doing that, short of giving you out David's personal phone number, is to tweet us. So please feel free to do that with any questions you have. And that just keeps the discussion nice and going, and everybody can contribute to it as well. And with that, I also want to thank you all. And again, common theme here, it is 5:30, and it is the last session of the day, and there are other things going on. So thank you for being here, as well as also thank you for being a trailblazer, particularly for those of you who are Community Cloud trailblazers, or for those of you who are about to become Community Cloud trailblazers after this presentation. And I'd like to introduce myself and also my colleague David here, who will walk you through some of the live sites and the amazing work that some of our other trailblazers have produced. And I work in the product marketing team specifically for communities. So we look after making sure that all the great work that David and team do is available. It's on the website. It's in presentations like this. And that's our job, but I'll hand over to David to introduce himself as well.
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. So David Green, Product Manager with Community Cloud. Done a couple sessions. I see a couple familiar faces from the demo booth as well earlier today, so thanks again for stopping by. I've been working with our team for the last 2+ years, essentially trying to build out the best product we can with all of you and all of our customers in mind. So if something is working and you love it, the engineers, thumbs up. If something's not working, it's probably my fault.
Most likely. And with that, I want to now introduce or remind anyone who already knows about Community Cloud what Community Cloud exactly does and what its role at Salesforce is. And I've heard this explained. One of our colleagues, Eric Lerner, who we'll be presenting with tomorrow, who looks after our customer portal product, describes it as a window into CRM, which I like. I think it's a good way of describing that. We also sometimes come across as the solution for our customers' customers. So when you think about people that access Salesforce that don't work within your company, sometimes that's indirect sales. It could also be your own customers in a self-service model, whatever that might be. Those are the people who will be consumers of Community Cloud. People that are not in the sales organization, the service organization. And you'll see even here things like e-commerce, so B2B e-commerce, the ability for a business to sell to distributors, retail, franchise. These are all the use cases that we're starting to see our trailblazers actually come up with. Community Cloud, when it was initially started and was born, 2013, David, I believe that's correct.
Sounds about right.
Going to correct me. Is that was there as like a community. It's a forum. It's a way of people engaging with each other. But you can see that it's literally you, our trailblazers, that have pushed us on in the use cases we support and the way that we build the product. And you'll see here some of those trailblazers called out. We have things like Unilever, who use it in a slightly more conventional way for their employees, their contractors, to be able to log in. And you can imagine Unilever as a company, the amount of diverse different businesses, business units within them. And they used a tool or a lightning bolt solution called Concierge, which allows them to tie all that data into one place and serve that up as an employee intranet. And you'll see here the other examples, things like Adidas, that B2B commerce use case, partner relationship management for United, to work with their indirect sales teams and allow them to collaborate across opportunities with people that don't exist within their business. And the list goes on and on and on. And literally every month we find more use cases. I feel like there's a use case that we'll come on to later with one of our customers that had never even occurred to me before, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Now you'll see within this, and you'll see us also talk a lot about the digital experience platform. And that's something that we often kind of conflate with Community Cloud, but the digital experience platform is all of the tools that allow you to build these experiences. So when you think about the Community Builder, this is really that platform, the ability to use things like CMS Connect to pull content from any CMS system that you use and reuse that within your community, all the way through to things like dynamic branding, which is really the ability to personalize each and every component, theme, and the page layout for each of your individual customers or partners, whoever that might be. So you think about it in maybe in a business that has multiple brands. We sometimes use Coca-Cola as an example.
Yep.
So you have Fanta and all sorts of all these other different drinks that Coca-Cola will own, and they want all of those companies within that company to experience the same look and feel. When they distribute to resellers, they might have their own look and feel. So maybe when they sell to 7-Eleven, look at that with my American use cases.
You finally figured it out.
Yeah, I'm getting there. 8 months and we're still working on it. So when they sell to 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven want to see 7-Eleven there. They don't want to see Coca-Cola or a generic brand. They see their Coca-Cola portal. And all of this can be customized and delivered by this digital experience platform. Now, I've talked probably for too long.
But you get to keep talking.
And I'm now going to, well, you're going to do the smart part of this, and we're going to walk through some of these live sites. I'd like to try and do this as, not like too fast, but like just, let's see how many
Slightly
we can get through.
fast.
Because we have a lot, right? Okay.
We'll see if we can manage to break this. All right.
Cool. Well, first up, this is probably one of our more common use cases is the help center. And actually, every Salesforce org on UE and above comes with the ability to spin up an unauthenticated help center. Hulu have done it exactly here in this nice, simple, branded way where somebody can log in, immediately just say, hey, great, my TV's not working. What devices can I use on my TV? And all of these articles are curated and stored on Salesforce and are surfaced through this community. Next, there we go, that was fast. The next one here is Nest. And Nest is a very similar use case, but they've taken this to the next level. So what they have is all of those knowledge articles, the ability to search common questions and deflect cases away from your service team and solve customers' problems faster. But what they also have in addition to this is the ability to drill into these and actually have a conversation with other customers of Nest, with Nest themselves to engage in those conversations and maybe say, hey, why isn't this working? Well, it's because we're pushing a bug, pushing a fix for a bug, or why can't I do this? And these types of conversations, again, at their root, from an ROI perspective, deflect cases from your service team that may be manual and just eat up their time instead of spending it on better, more constructive, or more strategic goals. Cool. And next up here, we have, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but it's Azura. And they're a European company that deals with brokers. Now, this doesn't look like a portal for brokers. If I think in my head what a portal for a broker to log into, it kind of looks like Windows Explorer did in maybe like 2001, maybe even further back than that, right? So this is an example of an experience where if a broker doesn't have to work with Azure, what they can do is they can go and work with someone else. But what Azure do is they make business easy to do. So therefore, they expect those people to come back to them and work with them. They can collaborate on opportunities. They can do this all in this rich branded experience. So why work with someone else when you can work with them? Cool. And Patagonia, this is one of the more edge cases. And this is really in that retail sector where we think, okay, great. Is it ordering stock? Is it replenishing stock? In actual fact, this is a community, or think of it as an application that each of the store members in a Patagonia store have on an iPad. So when a customer comes up to them and says, hey, you know, I'm thinking about spending a lot of money on some outdoors wear, and I kind of like the color green, they can actually like pull this up and just go, great, here's some examples of people wearing this, here's some activities. It's an inspirational tool. It lets them see these lookbooks and then also then go into this further and be able to say, great, here's examples of customers that would maybe wear this in a certain way. And I'm assuming that there's some of these people are snowboarders that I just don't know who they are. Some of the names I'm kind of like, maybe.
You'll get there.
Okay.
You'll get there.
Give me time. Cool. And moving on, this is the case that I referenced earlier. So you imagine your Volvo, and you sell, most of your cars are sold through dealerships. So you're not directly influencing that. And think about it again, as those dealerships, when people buy cars, albeit it might be a little bit selfish, but you want to turn, when people come in to collect those cars, you want to turn that experience into something they enjoy, but also something that you can kind of, streamline. How quickly can you have somebody come in, answer all their questions, excite them about their car, and move them on their way so that the next person can come through. And those salespeople can actually spend their time selling instead of just maybe answering questions on buttons, on dashboards, that they might not actually even know the right answers to. So this is a community that Volvo built for those dealers initially to be able to go and track all their opportunities and surface all that end customer data back to Volvo, which they otherwise might not get. But this particular experience here, you'll see the minutes, if your eyesight's good there, to be able to see just underneath each of these. And these represent time being added onto that experience to go through that in the showroom. And they say typically they want 30 minutes that everybody gets. So pick the things that are important, but also take advantage of the community and drill into any of these aspects of your new car. And you can watch a video or read some documentation or go through that process or just be educated on what a rear park assist camera is, right? So these are all parts of experiences. This one being something we would never have thought of 5 or 6 years ago as a cloud, but our customers are continually testing the boundaries and saying, hey, can we do this? Does this work? And as we step through it with them, we deliver experiences like Volvo's here. Cool.
So we've done some slides. We've done some live sites. Let's do a little bit of demo work, shall we?
Cool.
All
I'm
right.
going to drive.
Here we go.
I'm going to swap you.
We're going to keep swapping in and out to see who can make the first mistake. You might have caught my first one. I flipped the slides just slightly, but I'm going to set you up for a good one, I'm sure.
Okay.
All right, cool. So it's not cut off. So for those of you who are familiar with communities, you might have seen this before, but otherwise, as Thomas mentioned, a big aspect of being able to actually build these Lightning communities out in a WYSIWYG drag and drop fashion is Lightning Community Builder, which is what we're seeing here. So we drink a lot of coffee, apparently. We've created a fictitious company called Capricorn. They are now maybe a multi-glomerate that sells everything from coffee to dog products in our last demo. But this is the Capricorn Cafe. So this is sort of their customer service portal inside of Community Builder. So as Thomas is kind of scrolling through, in the community, it's basically consists of your overall look and feel, a theme. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we've gone ahead and we've just configured and drag drop a bunch of Lightning components onto our homepage. So maybe, Thomas, if you want to click up on the top left into the components panel, this is all of the components that we have available out of the box today for communities. It's about 80, 85 plus now. We also are able to service up any custom Lightning components you've either developed yourselves inside of the org, have been installed from AppExchange. You can even just directly link out to AppExchange to pull down some of the free packages that the Salesforce Labs team actually has up there as well. So all Lightning components, drag, drop, great. Let's go into the branding palette really quickly. And this is essentially where you can go in and start to make minor changes to sort of the general look and feel. So if we click into, let's say, colors, for example, this is going to give us access to all of our design tokens that are shared across different aspects of the community. So I can quickly go in, I can change my RGB aspects, I can change the transparency of my buttons, my nav menu. These are all sort of our standard out-of-the-box branding set. When we get a little bit later in the demo, we'll show you how some of this can actually be extended from a development perspective as well. So you can take what we have out of the box, but also go build on top of that to create something that's going to be a little bit more complex from your perspective. So let's click back on colors really quick. The one thing I'll just call out is in the top left corner, you can see we have currently the customer service theme applied. In a demo in a little minute, we'll switch into kind of a cooler version of what's going to happen here. But in today's current environment, you have the ability as a partner developer to build a custom theme. Think about a custom theme essentially as just your global layout and styling of the community. So if we zoom back out, just kind of into normal zoom, we actually have created a custom theme and applied it to this community. We have kind of just a mini header. There's still some left-right gutters. We've got a footer. It looks so-so. Thomas, let's click on the cog wheel on the settings and click into theme. And here will be your first test. We'll see if we can get this one, if I can actually get this one. On the Capricorn member, let's click the little pencil icon, and let's go to the Capricorn, in parentheses, home theme. So in this list, this is actually all of the custom themes that we've created inside of this org. They're available across all the communities. We'll wait for a second for Builder to refresh here, close that guy down, and that's what our custom theme now looks like for this community. So again, the content of the community itself, the components, they're all still there. You're still working in Builder, but a couple clicks, and honestly, this is mostly HTML, CSS to create a theme, which is the great part. If I can do it, then I know everyone in this room can absolutely do it the right way. You can completely change that look and feel, and that's how, in some of our live site examples, the Hulus of the world, OpenTable, a lot of our customers are using essentially the power of digital experience platform. They still get drag and drop with Builder, but they get to create a custom theme to control the entire UI so they're not stuck with what we provide out of the box. So this is all great. It's kind of really quick. Let's actually go up and switch pages, if you don't mind. Scroll down, and let's go to the product registration page. Registration page, there we go. Oh, sorry, let's go to our registration page.
I'm blaming that one on you.
I know.
This one?
That one.
Perfect.
Awesome. So we talked a little bit about drag and drop, Lightning components. I want to show you just how easily we could actually recreate the page that you guys are seeing now. So first step, let's delete all of them.
Oh, okay.
Let's have some fun.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I do too. Otherwise, this will be a really quick demo. All right, so let's recreate that page. Let's go up into components. Let's grab a CMS Connect HTML component. So as Thomas mentioned, CMS Connect allows you to take content from external systems, AEM, Sitecore, Drupal, WordPress, even if you have your own homegrown CMS you might have built. As long as it spits out HTML or JSON, we can actually consume it and plop it directly into the community. So let's go ahead and pick the Sitecore. There we go. And, oh, you already beat me to it.
I know that one.
You know that one. Okay, great. So a couple clicks, we actually are pulling in a banner off of a Sitecore instance seamlessly. So this is served up inline. Any updates that are made to this banner over in Sitecore that's sitting outside of Salesforce are going to be immediately reflected in the community. Pretty cool, not too bad. All right, let's go back up to components, and let's grab an e-commerce component. So if we go e-com, we'll scroll down. We have a lot of custom components in here. Let's grab the product carousel component and pull that guy into, let's say sure.
You want him here.
Right. You can pull it wherever you want. That's the beauty of Builder. I would have personally pulled it on the left, but that's okay. So this is just a really quick example of a custom Lightning component we built out. It's serving up information based on our internal order object. And with a couple clicks, we can actually go ahead and configure this because we've built some design time properties into that component. So if we change from featured up to category, and company name, we'll see if you can get the spelling on this one, Capricorn space coffee. So those are our design time properties. We got some stuff showing up. The great news is this actually could be enabled for e-commerce as well. So we're skipping that part of the demo just because we'd be here for another 30 minutes. But via our partnership with CloudCraze, as well as a few other partners working in this space, e-commerce actually is completely doable inside of a Lightning community. All right, last component. Let's grab a flow component. Quick raise of hands. How many of you guys are familiar with lightning flows or have heard about lightning flows?
Everybody should have their hand up because Mark talked about it earlier today.
Oh,
Just saying.
we just called you guys out. So for those of you who aren't familiar with flows, think of it as basically business process automation. The beauty of that is with Lightning Communities, you can actually expose flows out to your end users, whether it's a customer, partner, employee, doesn't matter. So we have a flow in our org called product registration. That's the only flow we have in our org to make sure that we can keep this simple. Let's go ahead and just publish this guy out.
And I will just add to that is Mark got a bigger round of applause when he announced Lightning Flow as well. So just, always next time for that.
Thanks for giving me something to strive for there, Thomas. I cheated. Let's swipe to the next screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This way?
All right. So this is the homepage of that community logged in as an end user. Let's go ahead and refresh. So we can pick up our published changes. We will wait for the speed of Wi-Fi to come up. So here we are. We've got our new page with the new theme. We're pulling in some additional content from CMS. Let's click registration up at the top, if you don't mind. And this is our registration page. So you'll notice that the theme itself actually is different on this page. So not only can you kind of control the overall look and feel of all of your pages on the community, but if you want to have a home page that is very much focused on being more of almost like a marketing promo banner landing page, you can apply a style there. You can apply a completely different theme style to all of the other pages on the site. And this essentially is that page that we just did drag and drop on. So maybe we'll just go through one step of the flow to prove that it is not completely vaporware. Drum roll for you to click the next button, and we'll see what happens. Ah, ha, ha.
I feel like I've been set up here.
I did. I'm pretty sure I won now. But if we didn't hit an error, I think you guys kind of get the picture. How easy it is to create pages, be able to drag drop components on there. You're exposing CRM data directly out to your end users. All of that is still wrapped in what access what user has to your data. So fundamentally, if you have permission sets, profiles, sharing rules, field level security, all of the lovely stuff everybody enjoys spending all day long doing in Salesforce, all of that seamlessly flows into community. And that's how we are able to make sure that anybody coming in based off of their authentication only will have access to the data that you want them to have access to. So that was a really quick demo about what we have in the product today from a community builder perspective. Not too bad. Looks like I got you on one thing, which is,
Yeah.
We'll slide a few more in. Okay. Let's jump back to the slides, if you don't mind.
Cool.
Okay, check. 3 things that are pretty exciting that are coming up in summer. So this is where we do the safe harbor hand wave. From left to right, out-of-the-box themes. So I talked a little bit about theming. Any developer can build a custom theme today. But with the work that we're doing in summer, we really want to make that easier on both you as well as our customers to have more flexibility and declarative control in Community Builder. So clicks, not code, to be able to actually create some of those pretty rich experiences that you saw in some of the live site examples that 6 months ago would have been a full custom build from a theming perspective. Second is the mobile hybrid app. So common request that we've had for customers for a long time is, hey, it's great Lightning Communities are responsive out of the box, but I really want my Lightning Community inside of my mobile app. Not possible. Easy answer. Will be possible with the winter release. So around Dreamforce, this will be another pretty exciting announcement for us. Any customer who builds a Lightning Community will be able to actually take that Lightning Community via clicks, not code, through Salesforce, publish out essentially a hybrid app, either to Google Play or Apple Store, the same way that my Salesforce actually works today. So if you have a great Lightning Community you've built out, Volvo is actually one of our key customers that's going to be using this in a pilot perspective. they're going to be able to push out a mobile hybrid app without having to do any coding on their side at all, which is pretty great. And then the last thing is around lightweight CMS. So we talked a little bit about CMS Connect, which takes content from external systems and brings it in. That's great if you have a CMS. If you don't have a CMS and just want to do some basic content creation, blogs, articles, etc., today pretty tough to do inside of communities. So also coming with the summer release is going to be a pilot for essentially native content. You can think about this as a very lightweight version of what you might get in WordPress. So we'll have some content types available out of the box. Again, clicks, not code. You'll be able to go in. Content authors will be able to create content outside of Community Builder. So you don't have to worry about giving your marketing department access to Community Builder and then wondering what might happen. They'll be able to create content, and then the admin will be able to actually control where that content is served up on what pages in the community and also how it's going to be displayed. So those are 3 things that we're pretty excited about. All of these are definitely built with, I think, all of you in mind from a development perspective. So these are going to be rolling out with a lot of extensibility. They're all going to be sitting on the digital experience platform. So while we will provide sort of an out-of-the-box experience, you guys will all be able to jump in and do a lot of customizations in these 3 areas. So with that, let's do a little teaser for out-of-the-box themes.
Live?
Live.
No pressure.
This will be the fun one.
I've literally never done this before, so this will be good. This is cutting edge.
So we're back in Community Builder. This is essentially what a customer service, aka Napili, community looks like from scratch. So I'd gone in, I created a new community, I don't have any data in here. The only thing I have done is I uploaded a background banner image and a logo. And if we go into preview on the top right, really quickly, like, I mean, not too bad, not too great. But my friends from marketing came down and told me, no, actually, that's not great, that's pretty bad. So with the summer release, this new change theme option is there. When we click into that guy, these are the 4 out-of-the-box themes that we're going to be offering up in summer. They all have awesome hipster names. That's what we get when we let our UX team name this stuff. So let's go ahead and click into Jepson. And we've got a quick snapshot what this is going to look like, both from a homepage perspective, inner page, what it's going to look like on mobile. Let's scroll back up. Let's activate this guy.
What does Jepson mean? Is that a hipster thing that I'm just oblivious to?
We're in the same boat.
Okay. Anyone want to answer that afterwards, let me know. I have no idea.
You'll get a free beer. Yeah. So this is now that same community, but this is with the out-of-the-box theme applied. So again, I have no content, I have no components. Don't look below the fold. Look at the pretty stuff above the fold. But let's go ahead and click into the header. There we go. So when we talked about a lot of those rich experiences, this is the level of granularity that we're going to start pushing out from a theming perspective. So the goal with all of this is to open up all of the CSS styling as much as we can declaratively through Builder. So someone like me could go in, I maybe increase my header height a little bit. Maybe if we scroll up and change the header background color to black so my white ace logo shows a little better. That'll, of course, make all of my nav menu items disappear, but that's okay. It's a demo. Oh, Thomas.
I did it wrong, I think.
Oh well. Let's click into the hero.
Okay.
That one's easier to break. So again, all of this behind the scenes is being controlled basically by adapting CSS. All the out-of-the-box themes are 100% responsive, tested across all browsers. But the goal, and I think the exciting part for us around this for everybody in the room, is with the summer release and then also the winter release, We're going to be taking all of this functionality, these net new design time properties that Thomas is using over on the right-hand side, color pickers, link pickers, sliders. These are all things that we have access to internally today at Salesforce, but we're going to be giving all of you guys access to this. So as you start to think about building out reusable themes, again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the same theme that you're going to give to 5 different customers, but it'll give you the flexibility to potentially build out one fairly configurable theme. You roll that one theme out to 5 customers, you make a few changes here and there, and now you have 5 completely different looking communities that are out there, but you just saved yourself having to do 5 custom themes from ground zero. So that's pretty exciting, I think, for us. Hopefully pretty exciting from a development perspective as well. Couple sessions we have tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So first thing tomorrow, after everybody's recovered from whatever night out they have planned in the city tonight, will be myself and Eric Lerner, and we're going to be talking about taking your communities to the next level with Lightning Flow. So what we showed about Flow, we're going to really focus on that and see what's possible. It's a very impressive combination of products. And then we'll also have sessions in the Lightning Lookout again. So we'll have the story of Capricorn Coffee, your second chance. And then the build an immersive community using Lightning components and flows. So a much more in-depth look at that in room 2011 with David, yourself in that one?
No, actually, you won't be stuck listening to me for 40 minutes.
Perfect. And one more reminder, because we'd love to see you all at our party.
This is the most important slide of the day.
Yeah, is the 6-minute walk that we're now all going to embark on to Thirsty Bear straight from here, because we are finishing sharp at 6 o'clock. And yeah, the last thing is just to say thank you again for being here. Thank you for coming to Trailhead DX. And we hope you have a great day tomorrow and enjoy today's session. So please give us your feedback on the survey. Yep. We'd love to have it. And we will see you all at Thirsty Bear in about 7 minutes. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.